What would happen if someday became today and maybe turned into an action plan? Welcome to the Midlife Reinvention Podcast, a podcast helping women in career and life transitions achieve clarity on their next steps so they can transform uncertainty into an energizing next chapter. I'm your host, Kavita Ahuja, and the founder of It's My Time Now Coaching. If you're wondering what's next in your career or life, you are in the right place. Through solo and guest episodes, you'll gain practical tips, tools, and inspiration to help you uncover blocks, gain confidence, and be, do, and have what you want. I rediscovered myself after the age of 50, and I know you can too. It's my time now to help you do just that. I'm so excited you're here. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome back to the Midlife Reinvention Podcast, the show for women who refuse to believe their best chapter is behind them. I'm your host, Kavita Ahuja, and this week I'm bringing you right into the Swiss Alps to the Ikigai in Nature retreat I recently attended. While I was there, I sat down with two remarkable women whose stories feel like mirrors for so many of us. The first was Funda, a Buteyko breathing and advantage instructor from Istanbul, who finally stopped hiding her expertise and confronted a surprising truth. And Galia, a former real estate lawyer from Bulgaria who answered an inner calling, became a Chopra whole health teacher, and discovered what the key is to purposeful living. In today's conversation, you'll hear their raw, in-the-moment reflections on fear, visibility, and the power of Ikigai to guide a career transition at any age. If you're asking what's next for me, stay tuned because their breakthroughs might just spark your own. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Midlife Reinvention Podcast, a career and life transitions podcast. If you're asking yourself, what's next? You are in the right place. Today, I'm so pleased to have on the show a wonderful woman who I've shared the last week with on a beautiful resort retreat in Zermatt, Switzerland called Ikigai in Nature. I thought it would be wonderful for you as my listeners to hear firsthand some of the transitions that women in the worldwide are going through. What are some of their challenges and how finding your purpose or your Ikigai can help move you forward. So I am very pleased to have on the show today, I'm going to try and pronounce your name, Funda Askinoglu.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
It's been such a pleasure to get to know you over this last week, Funda. And
yes, me too.
Yes. And I wonder if you could just to begin, just tell our listeners your name, where you're from, and why did you decide to come to this retreat?
Okay. I am Funda Aşkınoğlu. I am from Istanbul, Turkey. I am a Buteyko and Oxygen Advantage instructor.
Yes.
I guide people to remember their functional breathing.
Mm-hmm.
I am here because of my curiosity and determination to create the life I wanted.
How beautiful. That's really beautiful. And was it the environment that attracted you? Was it the concept of Ikigai or just both?
Both.
Okay.
Environment is priceless.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. So if I could, as a career, I'm a transitions coach. So is there right now, would you say there's any kind of transitions in your life you're going through, your business, your personal life, anything that is causing you to ask what's next?
Yes, I'm in a transition from hiding myself to showing up fully.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
I noticed that I hide myself.
Okay.
I am in this business for a long time, but I didn't do many, for example, Instagram posts or YouTube videos.
Okay.
But my students always told me that, Funda, you have a lot of to share.
Mm-hmm.
But I was hiding anyway.
Okay. And have you come to the realization or the understanding as to why you might have been hiding?
I don't know the reason.
Yes.
I think it is not that important.
Yes.
But here in this retreat, the biggest challenge was I don't allow myself to see my fullest potential up to today.
Really?
Today is a big day for me.
Oh my goodness. Tell me about that.
Really. And during whole days, I noticed that I discovered that I really love what I do.
Amazing.
And it's amazing. It's like a new discovery. And I am really passionate about my work.
Mm-hmm.
And I am ready to show up full.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Yes.
And your support, ladies' support in the group
Yes.
are priceless.
So tell me, Funda, thank you for sharing that. That's a very important realization. So tell us what aspect or what flipped this for you? Like, what was there a particular exercise? Was it doing the Ikigai? Was it being in nature? What was the thing that allowed you to realize that you wanted to be more visible or to share more of yourself?
All exercises touched myself, my heart.
Okay.
And the somatic exercises, we exchange energy.
Yes.
We cried a lot.
Yes, we did.
And the environment is priceless. I felt that I am a divine being and I have a lot to share. And I am beginning to cry now again.
What would you like to share? What do you really want to share with the world?
Especially to the woman.
Yes. Or anybody.
Or anybody. We are so lucky to be alive right now in these precious moments because I think the energy is so supportive. And if I can take really big steps, so you can.
Beautiful. So as a result of this work, this retreat, and this realization that you just came to today, I think it's been building up and maybe it was aha.
Mm-hmm.
What is the next, like, how are you going to take that into your life? How are you going to take action towards the realization?
I have just written my action plan.
Okay.
Yes. And I can't wait.
We didn't practice this.
No, I can't wait to share with you.
Please.
Yes, I have a lot to do.
Okay.
Yes. And I am ready to take an action.
Is it mostly in your business? Is it all your business or is it other?
Mostly in my business.
Okay.
Because I was stuck in my business.
Okay. Okay. And what was the key? What was the key that made you realize that to get unstuck, if I could ask that? I don't, maybe you don't know the answer, but I'm trying to find the reason that you had this realization because many women who may be listening, they're maybe in the same position and I know they are.
Mm-hmm.
I was too. When I first started my business, I was hiding.
Mm-hmm.
I think you mentioned that before.
Yeah.
I was hiding behind others because I didn't feel like I was an expert, or I thought, what are people going to think about me? I'm not saying the right thing, or a little bit of imposter syndrome.
Yes.
And I hear that a lot. So maybe I'll step back a bit. Maybe what would be the impact of that for women if they continued along that path and hiding themselves? Like, what would their life look like if they continue to hide?
They prevent themselves to live fully.
Yes.
And it is not easy to allow to see our full potential. Maybe we are afraid of to create something big.
Afraid of success.
Yes.
Fear of success. That's one big fear too.
Yeah.
Would you say that might be you?
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
But not anymore.
I see that you're very excited about your next steps.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And this day,
yes,
big day for me. This podcast is also very precious, very meaningful.
Well, it's meaningful for me too. So for that, if I was to, we talked a little bit about it, but from your experience, you shared very like the vulnerability. So I thank you for that. The challenge you're going through and how you're working through that and the next step. What would you maybe advise women who are kind of in the same feeling that's wanting to do something in their next chapter, next step, but are afraid or not confident in themselves, or maybe even don't know what it is? What would be something that you would advise them?
Don't try to get rid of the fear. Fear will be always here. But like Elizabeth Gilbert says, sit the driver. How can I say? Be in the driver's seat.
You can say it in your language.
And be the fear, sit back seat. I mean, fear is always with you.
Yes.
It's a human nature.
Sure.
But the courage is feel the fear and take the action anyway.
Yes. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yes.
Yes. And I think that is a big breakthrough for you because I think maybe you mentioned that you were hiding a little and is it because of the fear?
I think because of the fear of success.
That's it.
Because I didn't know what success would bring to me.
Yes.
Maybe I would change my country, my life.
Yes.
I don't know.
But that now is changed a little bit. Now it's giving you a path.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I am really different now.
No.
I feel really different.
Wow.
I am so grateful to attend this retreat.
Yes. Yes. Well, wonderful. I mean, your insights and your sharing the challenge and then the breakthrough that you've achieved is so helpful for the listeners. So I thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I wish you all the best in your business moving forward. And thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
All right. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Midlife Reinvention Podcast, a career and life transitions podcast. If you're asking yourself, what's next? You are in the right place. Today, I'm really pleased to have on the show a wonderful woman who I've shared the last week with in an incredible retreat in Zermatt, Switzerland called Ikigai in Nature. I thought it would be wonderful for you as our listeners to hear firsthand from women across the globe who are going through career and life transitions and to hear about their challenges as well as their hopes and dreams. So also, one of the main things that we did in this workshop or this retreat was to help find our Ikigai. And we want to know how that is important in our lives moving forward. So I am pleased to have on the show today, Galia Ivanova.
Thank you very much.
It's been such a pleasure to get to know you, Galia, over the last little while. How are you doing? How are you enjoying the retreat?
It was great. Nice to meet you again.
Yes.
Thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome. So if you could just tell for our listeners a little bit about you, your name, where you're from, and what brought you to this retreat.
Yeah, sure. Well, as you said, my name is Galia Ivanova, and I'm Deepak Chopra student the last 3 years. And I'm who have featured Chopra Global, what brought me to this retreat.
Where are you from?
From Sofia, Bulgaria.
Okay.
And I moved to Athens after I made a major change in my life 3 years ago.
Yes.
So I'm happy located there.
No, nice. And yes, what drew you to coming here?
Probably brought me the same thing like most of us.
Yes.
In my own way. I know Nikki, who organized the retreat 2 years ago, exactly, from a Chopra retreat. And it was a really great pleasure to meet her. So we keep contact. She's also a Chopra teacher. She invited me to come.
Yes.
And my internal answer was yes.
Yes. That's so important. You listen to that voice. Yes. One thing I want to stress is that there's so many women across the globe that are in this retreat. And what I found really fascinating is even though we live in different countries, different backgrounds, we all have same challenges, the same hopes and dreams. So that's, I think, one of the things that I learned from this from coming. So, Galia, if you could right now, what maybe you described a little bit, you said there was 3 years ago, there was a transition. Maybe tell us what type of transitions you're going through or have been through.
Yes, sure. I was about over 17 years in business. I was also a real estate and mortgage lawyer. So I followed, let's say, my next step and inner calling. I'm doing meditation and self-care work the last maybe over 15 years.
Wow.
Believe it or not. I haven't missed my daily meditation in the morning all these years, other ones. So I think it was just a natural development of my life journey.
Can I ask you what triggered you to go from being a lawyer to doing what you're doing now?
I believe it's, as I said, a natural development of my journey, my own life. I mean, to be very honest with you, I was the only surprised that nobody was surprised on my decision. Because as you said, you mentioned before that no matter from where we come originally, where we were born, all the women in the world, and I would say not only women, all the human beings in the world, we have very, maybe not the same, but similar challenges.
Yes.
Because we are highly individual in our paths. But at the same time, I really believe we come from the same source. So our experiences like human beings are quite similar.
Yes. That's beautiful. So for you, it was almost like that you followed your Ikigai back then and then moved into what you're doing now.
Let's say we can put it this way.
Yes.
Because it's our topic, the Ikigai. But I'm not so professional about Ikigai.
Yes.
I'm just a participant for this retreat.
Yes.
And it is like conception quite interesting. I believe that it's just the next step. I mean, an inner calling.
Yes.
When we are in tune with our, let's say, body instincts, intuition, or whatever you prefer to call it, because I think this is just these different layers of the same thing.
Yes.
But let's say if we're really in tune with life itself, or the spirit, or God, or nature, because for me personally, this is the same thing. We just know.
It tells you the way.
Yeah. I can give you one example, a phrase that I remembered. It was 2011. I was in one event with Bert Hellinger, who is the founder of Family Constellations. It was my first meeting with Family Constellations. And I heard him saying something that I found very valuable, and I remembered it. And I think I apply in my life.
Yes.
And it was, you just need to know the next step. And with every next step, the next is revealed.
Yes.
So it's another way
it's illuminated
to
in front of you. Yes.
To live in the moment, because now it's very popular. Live in the moment, connect with yourself, live into now. For many people, this is just a phrase.
But you lived it.
Well,
Are you living
I
it?
would say I'm living
You're
it.
living it.
This is the only way
Yes.
I understood it is good for me to live.
Yes.
And this is what I'm, let's say, teaching my clients also.
Fantastic.
And it's interesting that people coming are really representing a part of us. They're like mirrors. So
Well, they're attracted to us, and there's everyone is attracted to certain people. So, so Kalia, if I was to ask you right now, what would be maybe one of your biggest challenges, like at the moment?
That's a really good question. Well, I believe generally that living in our daily life, which is day by day creating our own life, by our own decisions, there is a challenge that I don't think it's just mine, but because you're asking me, I will say it for me personally. This is how to not spend our time, that we very often speak about time management, but how we spend our energy.
I love that.
I can explain why.
Yes. Could it?
I have experienced a lot of, as many people, of course, challenges about how to be able to be useful for myself, for my family, for my friends, for my clients, no matter what I've been doing in a particular period as a profession. And many times we say, oh, I'm tired, or I wish I could have more time for something. I believe on the base. In one moment, if we're really connected to ourselves, we understand it's not so much about time. Because I can just say that I also believe, as Deepak Chopra is often saying, we're timeless. And if we're timeless, and if we speak about living in the moment, that is actually every moment that we live, that will never come back, right? In fact, on the bottom is about energy, because we are this energy, and it's already proven that everything is energy.
Yes.
So
I speak a lot about that. I speak a lot about what we call anabolic versus catabolic energy. Anabolic is that positive energy that when you were saying, how do we spend our days? If we spend our days doing things we're passionate about, that we really love to do and that we're good at, then that releases this positive anabolic energy. And that can fill your days versus catabolic energy, which drains you. It's a negative type of energy that drains you. So it's very similar beliefs.
Thank you very much for this explanation, because it's another way to explain the same truths in life.
Yes, exactly. So, Gala, we talked a little bit about this week. We were learning more about the Ikigai concept. And I know that maybe you're new to that, but what part of it did you resonate with and maybe created some clarity for you, or even other exercises that we did? Yeah, but maybe not necessarily Ikigai, but other exercises.
Well, if I can recap correctly, so it was about our talent.
Yes.
That as I mentioned, I believe that we have we have more than 1, 2, 3 talents, every human being.
Of course.
Here, the theme is what is more important for us, for our own life, to fulfill our life purpose. That can be developed. I believe we come here on the earth with a particular purpose. And it's, of course, takes time and journey and our steps to be revealed to us, or we to rediscover why we can come forward.
Yes.
So if we say that this is our talents that are more important to be applied into our life, and these talents could serve most our life and others, because we're not here alone, right? Probably for me, this is the essence, because the other 3 circles were how to make money of our talents, how to serve what other people need. That can be very applicable for business, right?
Yes.
Or how to implement in our hobby.
Yes.
Right. But on the bottom for me personally is, as we started, who am I? And this is one of the 4 questions that we asked Chopra as well. Because when we answer this question, that actually the answers can change in the time, because we develop, we can, of course, understand who we are not. That another knowledge like human design is showing very correctly. It's also based on Ayurveda.
Yes.
It's quite new, according to Ayurveda, that it's 1,000 years of wisdom.
Yes.
I believe that we can really be more useful for ourselves and others, and to apply our energy, what we just said about, correctly into life, and to help and somehow support the whole life development for all of us, for all the creatures here in Europe, not only for ourselves or our close circle of people, increasing and applying our energy correctly.
So are you saying that, like, the understanding
who you are,
your skills, all of that, and then listening, in addition, listening to your
inner voice
or your instinct, and following that is the key?
It's the key. And I believe that every one of us, if we think about, we have experience, feelings are generally in our body.
Yes.
Right. So instincts are also in our body. And if we have more intense experiences or more calm experiences, it's in the body. I believe people call it soul. I don't want to go so specific, because different people have different beliefs. Right. But this part of us, or our essence, as I would say it, that it's experiencing everything into this world, I will call it soul, in fact, is our hidden treasure.
Yes.
And if we can be quite connected to our body. That means this is what is Ayurveda all about and whole health. If we can balance our body into being in tune with our soul needs,
Yes.
which is the essence, we can very easily discover who we're not. Then it's much easier just to develop what it is and to give it to the world.
I think it's really important to ask the question who we are, but also who we're not, so that we can eliminate or remove those things in our life that are maybe creating a negative
Allow me
energy.
to put it in a very simple way.
Yes.
A few days ago, before I come to the retreat, I spoke with a friend and I just heard myself saying to her, if you step in, just you make one step, but in the wrong direction, you're already in the wrong direction in your life, even if it's just a small step. And it's true that think about if you step just once, small step you make forward in your own correct direction, that it's really serving your needs and other people, because I believe it's quite in harmony.
Yes.
These two, well, you are in the right direction. So a step further, but
yes. So speaking of steps, as a result of insights you may have gained this week or in your as a Deepa Chopra coach, what would you say is your next step in your journey?
My own journey,
or just something, or that's something you're looking forward to as a result of this reflection?
Thank you very much for this question. In fact, you know what? When I come back to Athens, I think that the first step that I will do, it's very small, but it's very important, I believe, is really to connect with your people that are in different ways important in my life. And I want to express my appreciation.
Gratitude. Yeah.
In gratitude and appreciation about their presence in my life, the way that it is, because, we're not alone. We are part, our individual selves are really part of the big soul. And we experience this by, you remember this card?
We've had some very connected moments, and I feel especially connected to you. So,
and it's for the body again.
Yes.
For the feelings.
Exactly. So, Kali, a lot of the women or people who are listening to this podcast are women who are going through transitions in maybe their career or their life. Maybe they're, I don't know, changing their jobs. They're wanting to retire. They're maybe divorced. Maybe they're the kids are growing old in their empty nest, and they're wondering what's next. So what would be one piece of advice, maybe from your knowledge and experience, that you could give them?
Well, in my practice, generally, I wouldn't call it, I understood very well what you mean, but I wouldn't call it advice. I don't give advice.
Right.
But I would direct women who really need a change first to step back and just to, in a simple way, doesn't matter how, to stay by their own and to ask what they are tired of, because I see a lot of tired people. So
I love that question.
People with the depleting energy. And it's again, maybe they're still in a direction that is not theirs.
Yes.
Living their not self, let's say. Or probably something has already finished and it's time for a new period to continue. And if it's so, probably the most important thing is to know what is making us tired and depleting our energy, and what truly resonates with us, and to step forward. And of course, in this direction with the things that we really like to do. And for these women that are your probably followers, it can be useful, of course, to ask for support, because I believe that women nowadays, what I see is very common very rarely they ask for support. Because if you allow me just to say a few words, support doesn't mean that we are dependent. It means that we are connected.
Yes.
And that is why I said not advice.
Yes.
This I took the classical psychoanalytic therapy because I had my own many years ago, and I found it very useful to respect others. We already said in the retreat, and that this woman that we're, let's say, saying can do it herself. So we're just leading others as a support. not exactly telling them what to do, what advice could be.
Yes.
So self-sufficiency is very important, not so much to be so independent, because we are interdependent with good things, we're connected.
Yes. So great. So ask yourself what's making you tired and seek support if you need it. It's not a weakness.
If I had to say it in 3, maybe the most important steps, step back. Step back and start breathing by you in silence.
Okay.
Silence is what connecting us. Even it sounds frightening, but it's calming.
Yes.
The other thing is to answer the question, what I don't like to do anymore, what is tiring me, what I'm doing too much.
Right.
Yeah. And the next thing is what I really like, what is making my heart sings, what my soul feels like, wow. And look in the direction. And let's put the 4, if you need and if you can, and I believe everyone can, look for support.
Wow.
This is
great advice. That's great. Well, not advice, suggestions.
Yeah. Correct.
Yes. Wow, that's wonderful. It's really interesting because I've interviewed a few women from this retreat and similar questions, but different answers based on our individual experience, our individual energy, and so I love everything that you shared, and it's been very valuable. And thank you so much.
I hope it will be helpful.
Of course, it is.
Thank you very much for the invitation. It's such a sparkling person, and I wish to your followers and all the auditory a lot of love, first of all, and connection to.
Thank you.
Good luck to the world.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure knowing you. Thank you so much for listening. And before we say goodbye, let's recap the gems from these 2 inspiring conversations. The first is to feel the fear, then step away. Funda showed us that fear doesn't disappear. It takes the back seat when you decide to drive. Her action plan started the very day she named her Ikigai. Number 2 is to check your energy, not just your calendar. Galia reminded us that tiredness is often a sign we're spending energy on the wrong path. Ask yourself, what's draining me? And course correct towards what makes your heart sing. And number 3 is small next steps reveal the bigger map. Both women proved you don't need the whole staircase, just the courage to take the first illuminated step. If their stories stirred something inside of you, let's explore your next step together. Book a complimentary Ikigai discovery call with me today, and let's start mapping the career transition that lights you up. You'll find the link in the show notes, and please book it today for your own reinvention. Until next time, my friend, remember, your midlife isn't a crisis, it's an invitation. Let's answer it with purpose.